Australia. Vegemite. Tim Tams. Prawns. Mmm. 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 South Korea. Choco pie. Choco pie. Spam. Kimchi. Honey butter chips. Buldak. Taiwan. Chou tofu. Yeah. Cilantro. Yeah. Boba. Anitas. Japan. Natto. Salmon sashimi. Mentaiko. Wasabi. Kewpie. It's delicious. Matcha Paki. It's just... Too salty. That was the worst one. America. PB&J. Big Mac. Pepper jack cheese. Yeah. It's not gonna fit. That was nice. France. Ancient grains mustard. Camembert. Chocolate. Ham. The whole idea for this came from two Japanese influencers that keep popping up on my Instagram. They're both ASMR food bloggers, and I think their style is very interesting. They take one concept and then they do 6 cultural variations on that concept. And their videos are just very entertaining, and so I thought I could do a similar kind of video. I thought I would take the stereotypical foods from every country, because in their videos, they're always putting odd things, and the comments are always people from these countries saying like, we don't put chocolate on French fries in France. This is incorrect. So I wanted to do my own version of this. Australia. For Australia, Vegemite was invented in 1922 by a chemist. Not a good sign when your food product is created by somebody who makes medicine for a living. This is a cool example of a waste product being turned into a food. Vegemite was originally made from waste brewer's yeast. It just became like a cultural staple in Australia. And I've actually never had this. This was given to me by a good friend, Henry. Let's give this a try. Oh. That's quite good. I can see why people wouldn't like this. It's not spread whatsoever. Oh god, that's too much. Too much Vegemite. Do I have Marmite on my face? Probably Marmite. I have Vegemite on my face. Tim Tams are an iconic Australian cookie. They were inspired by British penguin cookies. This is a really good example of a country taking food from another country and adapting it for their own tastes. Tim Tam. Blech. These are alcoholic. Despite the fact that there is a stereotypical saying from Australia, throw another shrimp on the Barbie, Australians typically call these marine crustaceans prawns, not shrimp. Yeah. Yeah. I'm far too lazy to peel this. Tim Tam. Vegemite. Prawns. Okay. This actually tastes kind of good. Oh, it's like salty and sweet. There's too much Vegemite. It's actually not bad. South Korea. I've never had spam before. Oh, that smells like cat food. I'm gonna cook this. Choco pies are another example of a food. Choco pies are another example of a food taken from another country. So these were inspired by American moon pies spam. So meat is really interesting in Korea. During the Korean War, when Korea was quite a poor country, meat was incredibly difficult to come by. So most meat was considered an impossibility for Korean people. Where they could get meat was from the American soldiers, so they would get spam. Now, spam is seen as a bit of a luxury item. You can get gift boxes of spam from people. Spam is also used in national dishes like budae-jjigae and kimbap. I feel like spam, and by extension all kinds of meat in Korea, are kind of a flex of how far Korea has come as a country. I feel like Koreans purchase and consume meat as a way of saying, like, look how far we've come. You cannot have a Korean dish without acknowledging kimchi. It's like the national food of Korea. Honey butter chips. Honey butter chips are a testament to Korea's love of trends. These initially did not sell very well when they were released in 2014, but then Sonyasidae's Soo-young did an Instagram post about these chips, and then there were a bunch of other celebrities who posted about them, and they just could not be found on shelves anymore. Koreans take being able to handle spicy food as a bit of a bonding experience. Food is hugely social in Korea. If you work in Korea, work dinners are kind of mandatory, and it's kind of mandatory that you drink and get blackout drunk. And it's considered a bonding experience. And also mukbangs were first started in Korea as a kind of way for people who are on diets to enjoy the thrill of eating without actually getting the calories. And so going with friends to eat a plate of incredibly spicy dakpal is considered a bonding experience in Korea. They also think that white people cannot handle spice. So this is me... This is my application for honorary Korean person. I'm nervous. This is extremely spicy. Oh, I'm so scared. That's so fucking spicy. Okay. Choco pie, spam, honey butter chip, 불닭, kimchi. Oh. Ugh. I have the hiccups. Surprisingly not bad. The choco pie kind of cuts through the spice a little bit. Taiwan. So stinky tofu was originally created in Beijing by accident when unsold tofu was left to ferment. Its inventor, Wang Zhihe, discovered that despite its smell and appearance, it had a nice umami flavor. In 1949, an influx of Chinese immigrants to Taiwan brought this dish with them. So it came to Taiwan and it fit really nicely into the bustling night market scene. And stinky tofu usually comes with Taiwanese kimchi. I'm surrounded by food. Go away, choco pie. Cilantro is massive in Taiwan. There is cilantro ice cream, cilantro chips, cilantro creme brulee. You name it, it probably has a cilantro variation in Taiwan. So there are a few reasons for this. Number one is it grows very, very well in Taiwan and it grows all year round. The second thing being, I think that it adds a nice complementary touch to a lot of Taiwanese foods that can be a bit rich or greasy. And so I think it's used as a preferred like garnish or condiment on a lot of Taiwanese foods. And also it's just fun. It's a trendy thing. Taiwanese people love trends. Korean people love trends. Taiwanese people love trends. Boba. Senju, or pearls, originated in Taiwan in the 1980s. There are two tea houses that take credit for these pearls. That's a battle in which I'm not going to take sides. Apparently the name boba comes from either Chinese or Taiwanese slang meaning large breasts. If you do put boba into Google Translate, it comes out as large boobs. So with that being said, please add a sprinkling of titties. Okay, oh. Last is cheating. This is not really a Taiwanese staple. However, this is a local Taiwanese company created by a Taiwanese Canadian couple. This is called Anita's Hot Sauce. Produced locally in Taidong. I just love that it's a Taiwanese Canadian couple who created this. It's also ghost pepper. It has a skull on it. It's supposed to be incredibly hot. And so, as with the buldak sauce before, My pain is your entertainment, right? Anita's. Loki's kind of beautiful though, right? Stinky tofu, cilantro, boba, Anita's hot sauce. Mmm. Hmm. 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 Japan. Man, there are so many things to choose from Japan. This is a hard one. Natto are fermented soybeans. Natto is very old, and so its origins are a bit debated. It seems to be another food like stinky tofu where somebody left soybeans a little bit too long and they decided to eat them anyways. I guess in the days before refrigeration and before supermarkets, this is the way to survive. The fermentation gives it this stringy, sticky texture. Despite the fact that salmon, I would say, is tied with tuna for being the #1 sushi fish. So the Japanese did not eat raw salmon for the longest time because salmon typically is riddled with parasites. It wasn't until the Norwegians introduced freezing salmon first to kill the parasites that eating raw salmon became widely practiced. So thank God for the Norwegians, because salmon sashimi is peak. Mentaiko. Mentaiko, I was actually surprised to learn, originated in Korea first, and then it was adapted by a Japanese businessman who lived in Busan, who changed the recipe a bit to suit Japanese taste and brought it back to Japan. Now, mentaiko is considered a soul food in Fukuoka. Mentaiko. Of course, wasabi. Kewpie. I don't have anything interesting to say about Kewpie. It's delicious. I heard a story that when they were bringing Kewpie to the United States refused to let them have MSG in this. It's interesting, MSG is quite demonized in the West, but apparently Kewpie failed to make a foothold in the American market due to the fact that they could not include beloved MSG. Pocky. Pocky was invented in 1966, and it's named for a Japanese onomatopoeia, which is the sound that the Pocky makes when you break it in your mouth. Matcha Pocky. Matcha was brought to Japan from China by a monk in 1191. This used to be reserved for the most royal of royalty, and now it is mostly reserved for the most performative of males. Hello. Low-key beautiful, right? Natto, salmon sashimi, mentaiko, Kewpie, pocky, wasabi. I'm not excited. This is gonna be very salty. It's too salty. It needs more pocky. That was the worst one so far. I don't feel good, you guys. I'm so full, but this is gonna be okay. We're gonna be fine. All for you. All new products. So the peanut butter and jelly was invented in 1901 in Boston. Originally, it was considered a very, very high-class food, but then during the Great Depression, peanut butter became more widely available, and it became, I don't want to say a low-class food, a food of the people. It's kind of like the American dream. The opposite of the American dream, I feel like peanut butter and jelly pulled itself down by its bootstraps in order to be a food of the people, you know? Okay. That's generous, right? The Big Mac is attributed to Michael Delegati, who opened the very first McDonald's in Pennsylvania in 1957. Despite the fact that the current McDonald's CEO seems to not like to eat the food from McDonald's. I'm not American, but McDonald's food holds a special place in my heart. What is happening with this sandwich? This is a big freaking burger. Okay, that's not gonna fit. Will you forgive me if I remove a bun? Why is there only one pickle? It's racist. Pepper jack cheese. While cheese is not an American invention, pepper jack cheese is. It was possibly invented by Mexican-American friars in California. And now this is not people who deep fry things. These are friars like Friar Tuck. Not sure if they had the bowl cut though. I especially love that this is a Wisconsin brand. I think it shows a nice harmonization between the states. This is a food that was invented in California and then moved its way over. Now it's known for being from Wisconsin. Yeah, this is too much food. This is too much bun. You forgive me, right? I don't think it's not gonna fit. The wrapper has ripped. PB&J, Big Mac, Pepper Jack. Wakanda forever. That was nice. Not bad. Were I to make that again, I would put peanut butter within the layers and melt the pepper jack and put that between the layers. Mistakes were made, but they're small mistakes. Improvement is always possible. We can do it. France. Do I do it like the lady? France! I can't. France! This one's interesting. I don't know any facts about any of these foods, but why does it suddenly seem to be getting darker? Am I crazy? The influencers videos that I'm copying here, they always do France, and it's always the weirdest things. My basic thought here is charcuterie, ancient grains mustard, camembert. Ugh. I'm gonna cut this in half. She's beautiful. Hear me out. It's sugar. Relax. I didn't have a small container for sugar. I know it's camembert. Creme brulee. And then dark chocolate, okay? This is childproof. Chocolate. Do I melt the chocolate too? Okay. There's always something in the videos where it's from somewhere that's close to France and it's not actually France. This is Serrano. I know Serrano is Spanish. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. Jambon. Serrano. I'm just gonna say ham. Now, come on now. Okay. Asian mustard, camembert, brulee, chocolate, ham. A little bit too salty. My least favorite one, to my surprise, is the Japanese one. I love salmon sashimi. I don't really like the taste of natto. I think it's just healthy, and so I enjoy it. The taste of the natto and the mentaiko is just too overwhelming. Had I added more pocky, balanced out the saltiness a little bit, it would have been a lot better, but that one was the hardest one to eat. Second last, I would put Taiwan, unfortunately. I think it's the kind of stinky tofu I got. I always hope stinky tofu will be more, it wasn't as forceful as I'd hoped it would be. It's still good, just not the best. For the Taiwanese one, the hot sauce was not as spicy as I was expecting, but I did put it after the Korean one, which was incredibly spicy, so that might be my fault. The taste of the hot sauce is incredibly good. Maybe it shouldn't be disqualified on that count. The next I would put France. I think if I hadn't put ancient grains mustard in there, it would have been a lot better. But the dark chocolate did overpower the whole thing a little bit too much. So it was okay. I think my expectations were also very high for that because those are all amazing foods. Camembert is amazing. Serrano is amazing. Dark chocolate, amazing. Ancient mustard, it was too salty. It overpowered. It and the dark chocolate overpowered too much. You couldn't really taste the brulee and you couldn't really taste the Serrano very well. In third place, I would put America. This one's not super weird. There are peanut butter hamburgers and there are cheese hamburgers. So this is just a natural extension of both of those. It's tasted pretty good. I think by that time though, I was just too full. There's too much food in my stomach. So I think I was getting a bit unhappy with the flavor of things. Still really good though. Number 2. I don't know if I got across in talking about the Korean food how interesting Korean food culture is to me. That one just went together very well. I think the chemical sweetness of the choco pie, the crunch of the honey butter chips, the spiciness of the puldak is all like a really good combination. It kind of balanced itself out and sat kind of in the middle ground of not being too weird. But number 1, I would have to put Australia. Tim Tams are like cloyingly sweet, but that was nicely balanced by the bitterness of the Vegemite. And then there's the shrimp. It just all added like quite a nice texture, nice feeling all together. I would put that at number 1. It was a very weird experience. This was terrible. I could consider doing it again if people are interested in seeing other countries. I need to. I think I'm. condition okay, right? We're good. I need to diet probably for a few weeks after this. This was a lot of food. Thank you for watching. Thank you for encouraging me to do weird things. It's fun. It's enjoyable. And yeah, I'll see you around. Bye.